is Wednesday, January 8th. Happy New Year, everyone. We are here with our special guest, Mark and Jackie are both in Annapolis for opening day today. And we're not talking Orioles baseball. It's opening day for the circus in Annapolis, where everyone's back in town. We are joined today by Prince George's County Chairman, Jesse Peed, and we thought we'd get his perspective on being a Republican chairman in a predominantly blue county like my county, Montgomery County, which is very blue as well. So welcome to the show, Jesse. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening, Dwight.
Did you go to Annapolis today at all during the day?
No.
No?
Why would I want to be in that clown car? It's the most dangerous time in Maryland, isn't it?
You didn't want to see the opening pitch for Wes Moore for more taxes?
Yeah. Well, he said he wasn't going to raise taxes. He was just going to raise fees, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to cancel the blueprint. I forgot.
Yes. And somebody needs to let him know a fee is also a tax.
Yeah, we know that.
So, how long have you been chairman in Prince George's County, Jesse?
Well, this is my third time around.
Third time. And your terms are 2 years or 4 years?
2 years.
2 years?
For chair, of course.
There you go. That's not bad. 6 years. I mean, that's.
Well, no, actually, the first time I there was about a year in before I was appointed because of we had somebody that left our committee, our chairman.
Yes, I think I know that person that left.
Yeah, you know that person. Let's not go there.
But tell us, when you became a chairman, when the first time you were chairman, tell us what was it like? Was it kind of like treading water, or was it kind of like getting your sea legs as chairman? Because being a chairman is different than being a run-of-the-mill members of a central committee, because you have to be in leadership, you have to get stuff done, put the Lincoln Day dinner together, listen to people, listen to everyone's complaints about this and that, you know.
Yeah, well, at the time I became chair the first time around, it was a little bit, what's a good word to put it? Yeah, we were in kind of disarray. There's no doubt. Like I said, our chairman left. She or he did not leave simply because they got tired of the job. Kind of left under protest, if you know what I mean.
Yep. And so that you first became chairman in roughly about 2016, 2015 time frame.
2015.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I tell you, I will say you've had some of the best Lincoln Reagan Day dinner speakers. You had Jim Jordan. You had this past year. You had Darrell Issa. You've had in the past Rand Paul. Was that you? Yeah, I think you were chair when you had Rand Paul.
I don't remember Rand Paul. We've had.
That may have been Jim Loss when Jim was chair.
Well, I remember all the Lincoln Day dinners because I've been there for the whole time.
Okay. You guys had Rand Paul one year. I seem to remember though. I was there.
We had Rand Paul came to Bowie one time to speak about
that might be it. That might have been it.
Yeah, he wasn't a Lincoln Day dinner. No, we have had Louis Gomer,
yep.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, Vivek. Yeah, that was just last year was Vivek.
Yeah, well, last year was actually you just said Darrell Issa. Year before that was but we had him rather quickly. We were trying to get him out of the way for the beginning of last year because of the election cycle. And you've had unfortunately, we didn't have a real good turnout for Darrell Issa, which was a shame because he was a very good speaker.
And it was a wonderful venue, by the way. Martin's Crosswinds, wonderful venue.
Probably going to go back there.
A lot easier for us people from Montgomery County to go out there than driving all the way to Bowie.
You were asking what are the hardest things about when I became chair the first time. I guess the worst thing was I hadn't been on the committee very long. 3 or 4. I've been there 3 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That was that. Well, I had just one election, matter of fact, because I've been appointed to the committee twice and I've been elected to the committee twice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a whole lot easier to get. Well, actually, it's easy to get elected to it too.
Mm-hmm. And that speaks volumes. I mean, being in a blue county, getting some top-notch speakers. You know, Louis Gomer, Jim Jordan, Vivek Ramaswamy. You've had Darrell Issa. You've had over the years. You know, some of your past speakers have been First Lady Barbara Bush, Liddy Dole,
that was before my time.
And Gene Kirkpatrick. I mean, they were like these are like I think Gene Kirkpatrick was like the 90s.
Like I said, before my time.
Yeah.
we've had really good speakers, but I also had a lot to do with other people. Our national committee woman, the national committee man. Also,
And
other
I think you
people
had Governor Ehrlich a few years ago too, right? Governor Ehrlich spoke at your dinner. That was a good turnout too when you had him speak.
Ehrlich was not ours.
A few years ago, he spoke because I remember I picked him up for that. I think if I remember correctly.
Then might have been before my time too.
No, this is just we're talking like this was at the Bowie. The last time you had your dinner at the Bowie Comfort Inn. I want to say maybe at the very most 5 years ago, 6 years ago at the most.
I don't remember having Ehrlich, but you could be right. Once you get to my age, you start forgetting stuff. We've had, like I said, we had Jim Jordan, which wasn't and that was because of Jim Wass. He got in touch with their office, and then Louis Gomer. That came from the Jordan thing, and then of course the last ones were and other ones in between have been Nicolay Ambrose, of course, from the National Committee woman, and then of course knowing good gosh, see what I mean about losing your memory? Dave Possum, of course.
Yep. And tell me, as a blue county like Montgomery, what are some of the biggest challenges you've had as chairman in a blue county?
But we always have a challenge of filling our committee up. Right
so
now
you
we
have
have 10
vacancies?
members and we have 16 slots.
You have vacancies, I take it?
6.
And if somebody wanted to apply for the vacancy, is there like a website or something they can go to contact you guys?
I'm pretty sure you know the number. You know it, but it's rccpgc.org. Please do. Come take a look.
Absolutely.
Find out what we're doing.
Yeah. Sign up. It's not like you have to pay. You don't have to pay the $10 to file for office. You just get to be on there. You don't get a nice certificate like the ones I have behind me.
I've got a couple of them.
All the way. Those are like the 2 of the latest ones. I've got like 3 others somewhere now.
I'm surprised you don't have more than that, to be truthful with you, Dwight.
No, actually, I really, I was always active, but I didn't join the Central Committee until 2010.
You weren't too much before me.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do a lot of campaigns, political campaigns around the country. I worked for Alphonse D'Amato and his Senate campaign, Pete King's congressional race, and a couple of state assembly races in New Jersey, George Allen for governor. So that's where I used to basically work at ACU CPAC, where I did all the wonderful IT and digital stuff. Before I was there at CPAC, registration was I don't remember those big tractor feed printer papers that come out on spools. It's probably like about thick as a phone book, and you'd have to look people up. Yeah.
Green and white.
Yep, and then you'd have to look people up in there to see if they've registered. When I got there, I was saying, this is a better way to do it. So we put together a database. So people just like you go there, you go to any place on the kiosk, and they just type in your name, Pete, and you go, oh, there you are. You paid. Here's your tickets. It made things a lot faster as well.
First election I worked on, those green and white papers, making phone calls for Ronald Reagan.
Oh, wow. So you go back to the Reagan era.
1975.
Oh,
That's
wow.
When he ran against Ford the first time.
Yeah. And speaking of former President Jerry Ford, tomorrow is, Jesse.
His birthday,
it's President Nixon's 112th birthday.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So if you want to, a few of us are getting together tomorrow to celebrate his birthday at 11:30. I'll shoot you the information if you'd like to join us.
We can celebrate his birthday. I'm pretty sure the Democrats probably celebrate the day he resigned.
Oh, yeah, they probably do. Just like, they had their big high holiday. You had the Democrats' Independence Day this past Monday, January 6th, And
isn't that Insurrection Day?
Yes, the insurrection. And I remember, it's funny, I was looking on social media, they all posted on their stuff like, look, we didn't, because we blew everyone, we didn't have to cheat, and we blew the doors off that election. Trump got the popular vote, Trump got the electoral vote, We won every single swing state, and yeah. So, but and I know you were a delegate to the convention for President Trump, correct? How was that?
No, I was not.
Oh, you were not a delegate?
I was a guest. My wife was a delegate.
There you go.
She's on the search committee too.
Was that the first national convention you attended, or?
That's the first one. Might have been my second one.
Yeah.
First and last.
Oh, really? Okay, there you go. I tell you, the first convention I went to, this is going back years, 1996, Bob Dole.
Really?
In San Diego.
Interesting.
And then I went to 2012 for Mitt Romney in Florida. And then I went as a at-large delegate in 2016 for Trump.
Interesting.
And it was good times. They're all a lot of fun. I think I liked the Cleveland convention better than Tampa, but I did like the weather better. The Tampa was nice too. And Tampa was nice. That's probably why I decided to have a home away from home in Florida.
I enjoyed Milwaukee. I enjoyed the convention. It was fun, but at my age at this point, one thing I wanted to do after about 9 o'clock was go back to the room.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. It was interesting.
And I've been
learning experience. How's that?
Yeah. And here's a question for you. I've been to many of your Republican Central Committee meetings, as well as events you put on, the Lincoln Reagan dinners, and so on. And I know you have a very diverse committee. And how have you found that you had to address the misconceptions of the Republican Party of being a party of rich white folks? As it's
never come up in conversation, Dwight, for our Central Committee. I think our diversity would be the fact that some are more liberal or on the down the middle, and some are more conservative. Would be more of our diversity rather than anything else.
When I first joined the Republican Party in Montgomery County in 2010, somebody actually goes, "Are you the only non-white person on the committee?" I'm like, "No, I'm one of many." And I go, "Remember, we're not like you people in the Democrat Party. We believe in ideas and values. We're the party of tax cuts, family values, and national security. That's what we care about. We don't care about your skin pigmentation." And
I've never voted for anybody in my life because of the color of their skin.
Same here. I remember when Bobby Jindal ran for president, and a few people goes, "You're supporting Bobby Jindal?" No, I'm not. I'm not supporting Bobby Jindal. I am not supporting Bobby Jindal for president. I'm supporting George W. Bush. Yeah. And
I go by the best candidate. Sometimes, unfortunately, they don't get through the primary, so hopefully the one that gets through is actually suitable enough for us to back. Haven't run across one so far that hasn't been.
Yeah. And I mean, here's one thing I think that, and I think you'll agree, we're the party of new ideas. The Democrats haven't had a new idea since the New Deal, and we know how that worked out for us. Not very well.
I would agree. Yeah, we're more parties than ideal. We're also, we've got a lot of advantages over our opposition, but unfortunately, it's difficult in a blue county to get that across because they're so.
Yeah, and I mean, you've had some great candidates over the years. I know back in 2004, you had a great candidate for. This is when CD4 was in Montgomery and PG County. You had a great Republican candidate by the name of John McInnes. He ran in CD4. Great candidate, He lost to Albert Wynn. And I think there was some, and John was a great, he hit a lot of doors. He ran twice, he did better than other Republicans in the past who ran in CD4. But, and then when they did their second redistricting, they took CD4 out of Montgomery County and put it all into PG and Anne Arundel County now. But you got some fabulous candidates. That you had a guy that ran for Senate against Mike Miller. He was a great guy. Do you know the guy?
Yeah, we've met. He's kind of easy to meet. Unfortunately,
Now, here's a question: how is candidate recruitment for you guys when you need to find candidates to run? What do you have to do? Anything special? I always use the French resistance line. You need to run so we are successful. D-Day is successful.
It's difficult to get candidates to run, yes. And it's a lot of hard work. And the biggest problem I think would be our setback is the fact that we're such a blue county to find people. You know what I mean?
I know.
So we can't even fill our incentive committee up. To find candidates. And then when you try to run, raising money is tough in Prince George's County because the first thing out of everybody's mouth is you can't win. And
that's what
Well, if you can't raise money and you can't get people to help you win, then you can't win. That's one of our biggest downfalls is the misconception that we can't win. We can win, but there's other factors. The Democrats like to change the rules of the game. It's like right now, the special election that we got coming up. My understanding originally was it was going to be all mail-in. But if you go on the website and look, it says early voting and mail-in. So we asked, are you going to send all ballots out to everybody in the county? Well, they said they're only going to send it to the Republicans and the Democrats. Well, we know that for the for the primary. But are you going to send mail-in ballots to all the people in Prince George's County that can vote, that are registered voters for the general election? And I haven't found an answer yet. But this is they haven't defined what the rules of the game are yet for this election until they know what their advantage is. Does that make sense?
Yep. Basically, it'll be they make it up as they go along, and if you have a strong Republican running, and let's say their candidate is down by say 3,000 votes, they'll find 3,001 votes to vote against them. Somehow. Miraculous.
Like I said, right now our problem is they're not rigging the game after the election or during the election. They're rigging the game before the election even happens. Because originally they said it was going to be an all mail-in, 100% mail-in ballot, no in-person. But if you look at the website now, they're talking about early voting. You can't have early voting than mail-in.
And Neil Parrott ran in CD6, great candidate, great campaign. He was up and then he lost in the absentee votes, because he won the early voting and mail-in stuff. He won that. There was absentee
voting and election day voting, balloting. Yes, he won both. But then the mail-ins came in and he lost by 40,000 votes.
No, it's not. I don't think it was that big of a difference.
It's quite big, though. I mean, I looked at the number.
Was it that high? I thought it was much lower than that. I thought it was
it was crazy.
Okay.
I mean, considering you win early voting and you win election day and then get beat by a large number on mail-ins, something's not right.
Yeah.
Especially considering as a party we push mail-in balloting.
And here's another thing. In Maryland, they were embargoing the results of the mail-in votes. It's not like that's because on election night, the early numbers that came in were the ones that were the mail-in votes that they already been tabulating prior to election day. Right. So, he was up until the absentee stuff started coming in. And I find that really, just not to be conspiratorial, we know the Biden hack that was running against Neil is basically the new congresswoman from CD6. But, there is a little bit of skepticism when somebody is up, he's winning the mail-in ballots as well as the election day and early voting. And then all of a sudden, all these absentee ballots come in to swing the election the other way. It kind of is deja vu of if you were you in Maryland when Ellen Sabre ran for governor in 1994?
I've been here since 1959.
There you go. So you were around. So you remember that election. Ellen Sabre was governor when I went to bed. She was governor.
Yeah.
And as the story goes,
we've seen that before recently.
Yeah. The state trooper showed up, at her house, because, she won at that point. And then next thing they find these boxes of, because back then we had paper ballots, and by the way, I didn't see anything wrong with those paper ballots where you had a punch card, you had to punch a hole, just because Democrats in South Florida can't vote a butterfly ballot, the entire country got rid of the paper ballots as a result of that. And we went to this hybrid paper and digital and whatever that thing is, for voting. And that's, like when somebody comes, I'm sure you've run into people, because I've run into people that say, well, I'm really a Republican, but I got to be a Democrat in this county. What do you tell that person that why they need to be a Republican in a blue county?
Hopefully, we'll get to the point where it'll matter being a Republican. We have a lot of, we're the third largest party in Prince George's County at this point. Democrats, of course, have more, 4 to 1 or more than that. Depends on where you're located. In my area, it's a little bit less than that, but the unaffiliated, there's more unaffiliated or whatever you want to call them in Prince George's County than there are Republicans.
And here's the flip side. You guys have gotten some municipal folks elected over the years. I believe you guys not years and years ago, but you had a Republican mayor of Berwyn Heights. Going back to 2010, you've got Republicans on. I'm not going to say who they are, but you've got several Republicans on the Bowie City Council. And then you had the mayor of Bowie and former councilwoman Audrey Scott, who went on to be in the Ehrlich administration, and she also worked for Jack Kemp under Reagan, or was it under Bush? I think it was under Bush. She worked for Jack Kemp, and it's not. You need to have, basically, it's like candidates. You need to have good candidates to take advantage of when you have a Democrat that messes up.
Well, we're always looking for good candidates. Please, if you don't get, like I said, you get the website out there. If anybody wants to be a candidate, it's a good candidate, please give us a call or give me a call. My telephone number's on there.
Okay, definitely.
And I don't give another phone number or another PO box. My telephone number, my address, are me. So.
And I think it's it's really important to get involved. Okay, hold 1 second. I'm just seeing we got a comment from. There you go. You want to talk about that? We got a comment question from one of our viewers.
Would you agree or disagree with that comment?
Yeah. And I tell you, you guys do great. There's a bunch of stuff going on that you guys have come. I tell you, you guys always are out to win. Like you guys do have strong presence at various events around Prince George's County. You guys do a lot of great stuff.
Well, some of us don't like to lose, Dwight.
Yeah, I'm not saying losing is never fun. Losing is never a fun thing, Jesse. But
it's even worse when they cheat you.
Yes, very true. But there is the PG County Republican Party's website. Go there, sign up, do a couple of things.
Yeah, come
send
visit
a few send a few bucks. You guys have your central meetings are public. People should come to your meetings. People should get involved with the party. If change begins with you. When you cannot decide, you don't want to be counted and work for the better good of your party. You lost all rights to complain.
For the county and for our state. The party is one thing. I'd like to see us. Because right now we're in what's a good? Would you call Annapolis a clown show?
Yeah, it's a circus. I called it a circus.
Yeah, circus. That's right, circus. It's more than a circus because look at where we are.
That is true. Look at
$3 billion.
Yeah, and look at the rebranding of Kerwin, calling it Blueprint.
But how about the fact that I don't know? I've read it twice. The first paragraph in the Blueprint or the Kerwin Commission is this. It says that it will not be successful unless it's 100% funded. Okay. Now, we spent the last 5 years paying all this money for the Blueprint. Now we got a Democrat governor. That's their bill and their whole idea anyway. And he's saying he's going to cancel it or he's going to start it.
And Jesse, we've seen this movie before. It's called the Thornton Commission. Remember Thornton? Governor Ehrlich funded Thornton, and our schools are still just as bad. You know.
So in other words, for the last 5 years, we've wasted all this money that they knew wasn't going to work anyway. I had a state senator, a Democrat state senator, tell me that he didn't think it was going to close the gap as much as they thought.
And honestly, the education issue is kind of a pet issue for me. The thing they could be doing that would help kids in Maryland schools is allowing for more than one. I think the entire state of Maryland has one, maybe two charter schools. None in Baltimore City, from what I understand. None in your county. You know, where, you know, basically what they're doing is, oh, you have a charter school now.
I think so. Yeah, the gal you were talking about.
That's great.
I think she got one started. If I'm not mistaken, a charter school. I think better than that would be school vouchers. Personally,
yes, yeah, vouchers.
Competition always creates better outcomes. And I'm a small business owner in Prince George's County, 37 years, and I'd like to be able to have employees that can read, write, read, tape, measure, be on time. That would be helpful too. You know, we're in a sad state of affairs. Like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I care about my state and my county, because this is where I'm from. I'm from Prince George's County, Maryland. I graduated from Gwynn Park High School in Prince George's County. So it's important to me. It's not just about the party. It's also about the fact that we're in disarray. I mean, come on, give me a break. You know, they spend more money than we got. They keep raising our taxes. Everybody keeps leaving. My friends and family leave because they can't afford it anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
why are you doing this? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I stick around because I could so easily be in Florida, where it's about, what is it?
Warm.
Good 40 degrees warmer.
Yeah. Well, but the point being is the reason why we're doing this, because we want to, and building the party in Maryland is definitely important, and Prince George's County and Montgomery County and all of the counties, because it will be an improvement for the counties by building our party, in my opinion.
Very much so. Very much so.
Like you said, we're the party of ideas.
By the way, this is your friend Susan from when you spoke at Mama Lucia's last week in Montgomery County. That's Susan Baker. She says, hello, Jesse.
Hello. It's nice to see you again, or hear from you again.
Yeah. And, but I mean, it's really admirable what you guys do, we do. If you're a Republican, and Baltimore City's the same way, you know, they show up to play. You know, they do a Lincoln Day dinner. They do, and then they've also had some great speakers over the years. Winston Sears, Byron Donalds.
Yes, I remember Byron Donalds being there. Didn't they have
Tim Scott?
Didn't they have Carson recently?
Yes, no, that was Baltimore County that had Ben Carson.
I knew it was Baltimore something.
Yeah, but they also had what do you call it? They had, I want to say they had Tim Scott one year. No, not Tim Scott. No, not Tim Scott. What's his name? The motorcycle driving congressman. He was head of Texas GOP for a while. You know, the congressman. He's Nickley's friend. I'm trying to think of his name. Colonel West. Alan West, yes.
That's him. We had him too.
Yeah, I know. I was at your dinner too.
We had him. That was when Phil Parenti was chair. We had a very good turnout for that particular Lincoln. Like you said, we've had a lot of really good speakers over the last, since I've been on the chair. I've been on the committee. Gosh, how long have I can't even remember how long I've been on this committee, to be truthful with you. After a while, you stop counting. Yeah.
It all starts to blur together the years, you know. And you know, it's funny, when I started this, it was like 2010, and I was seriously thinking of taking a step back in 2022. I'm like, it's been 12 years. It's like, imagine being with the same people from kindergarten all the way to high school. I want to go into college and meet other people, you know, and we're still here because this is.
We still care about it. I do anyway.
Exactly. Here's the thing. We need to be here. We need to be, one, the voice of opposition. Two, take take advantage of the opportunities that are put before us. When we have a Democrat that stumbles and falls, we need to have a good Republican to basically hold his feet to the fire. Like, remember you had that one state delegate that paid for her wedding with her campaign funds a few years ago?
Oh, wait. Mel Franklin took the $125,000 out of his campaign finance, right?
Yeah. Angela Alsobrooks took money out to pay.
Yeah, point well taken. My understanding is she takes some tax breaks on her taxes that she's not supposed to.
And then we have then you had Jack Johnson, who took money from every developer and liquor shop owner in the county.
I got a better one for you. How about the fact that they let him get up? They let him come out of office before they arrested him for it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, they waited to push the indictment after he was out of office, basically, and then they went and arrested him.
Did he move to Senegal?
I have no idea where he is. To tell you the truth, he's a Democrat. I'm surprised he doesn't run for county executive again.
Yeah, well, you got Rushern is running again, I hear. Rushern Baker, isn't he running?
I haven't looked. I haven't had time to really pay attention to it, to be truthful.
Yeah, I heard he's running again.
Well, I do know that we've got the, what do you call it? Nepotism syndrome in Prince George's County really bad now, don't we?
Is one of the Ivies running for county exec also? One of the Ivies?
Jolene Ivy, who just won the at-large seat in the special election, right?
Now
she's going to run for county executive. And if she wins that, we're going to have another special election at the tune of $2.8.
I think if you're already an elected person, let's say you're like Jolene Ivy, right? She should resign from the council and run for county executive.
She was on the council last time, and she ran for the at-large seat and won that. So now her district seat has been vacated, so we got to have a special election for that one, which will be tied in with the special election for the county executive, because the county executive just won the Senate seat, but she's running now. She won the county at-large seat, right? So now she's running for the county executive seat, and her husband is in Congress, and her son's in the House of Delegates.
Wow, it's a family. It's a family affair.
Well, Ron Watson, who's a senator from in Prince George's County from 23. His wife's on the county council too. They got it figured out, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do. It's a family business. I mean, look at this. You have what is it? You have it's basically like you had, and Glenn Ivey, when he was I thought he was a fair guy when he was your prosecutor years ago, because he did go after some of the corrupt Democrats, in your county back when he was a prosecutor. And I'm like, hey, he's not so bad. But it's like, let's face it, only good person for elected office is a Republican, frankly.
There's no Republicans elected to office in Prince George's County.
I know.
How can he go? He's got to go after Democrats because there ain't no Republicans to go after.
I remember when I was in college, you had two state delegates, or you had a senator and a delegate. Marty Madden was in the House of Delegates. You had him representing the Bowie area, I think it was. And you also had someone else, not John Giannetti. John Giannetti beat that guy. That was the Republican.
We had one recently that was in the state Senate. I don't know his name, but it was a Democrat that was running around there with a bracelet on his ankle because he was under federal indictment. They found him guilty, so they made him resign from the Senate.
Hey, Henry, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hello, Henry. This isn't going to do me no good. Everybody that's on here knows me. Well, I know them.
Yeah. But it's a great show. Now, what advice do you have, Jesse, for the new? Let's say you get a brand new chairman who's new to the party, gets elected chairman of your party in your county or in any other. let's say a brand, let's say, actually not in your county, because we think you're one of the best chairmen around. You and Phil and Jim, great chairs. But let's say a brand new chairman from, let's pick another county, Montgomery County. Let's say that person comes up to you and goes, "Hey, Jesse, you're doing great work. What advice do you have for me as a new chairman?"
Congratulations and my condolences. Just remember that the people that you're dealing with are all volunteers and none of them are paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a plus. So try to get them all rolling and try to get them to all row the boat in the same direction.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's always tough.
And you've got, like I said, I've met some great people like Fred Price. He's on your central committee. And somebody told me he's the longest serving man on any Maryland Central Committee in any county. Fred Price is.
He might be the oldest. I don't think he's the longest serving. I don't know how long he's been on our committee.
He's just there. It's like
he's always there. He's always got some nice stories.
Yeah, I might have to ask Fred next time I see him about that.
I'll take a look myself.
Because I think he is in the, and I think
is he the longest serving or the oldest?
Oh, I'm sure we've had older people than him on committees.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Oh, right now. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's possible.
I know he's the oldest on our committee. But is he the oldest committee member in the state?
Yeah, somebody told me he is the oldest committee member in the state. I could be wrong, but we've got some great viewers. Someone will correct us if we're wrong. And then you got Deborah, your state party treasurer, always brings her A game. She checks people in at your Lincoln Day dinner. It's like clockwork.
She's good at it. Never mess with the treasurer. Oh, that would be a piece of advice I'd give anybody that's a chairman too. Don't mess with the treasurer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever she says, that's fine.
And you got some young up and coming talent on your central committee. I met Josh, who's now on your central committee, right? Joshua, yeah. And he, it's nice. And I know, sad to see Alex Pacheco leave.
Yeah, moved to South Carolina.
Yeah.
He's getting married though, so congratulations to Alex.
Yeah, congratulations, Alex. Sure. Yeah. But it's nice that you guys have got a rejuvenation process of the party. That way, you and Jim don't always have to do everything that needs to be done. I mean, between you, Jim, and your wife and Phil, you probably have collectively close to 50 years plus of knowledge on the intricacies of the Central Committee in Prince George's County. Is that about right?
I would say it's quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how many years I've been there for. I want to say 12. Thereabouts.
So you lose track of time. You lose track of time when you're having so much fun, Jesse.
Absolutely, I have a blast. What the heck? That's another thing. That's another thing I would tell a chairman: try to have fun, no matter what. You know.
And any advice for a chairman who has to deal with a particularly troublesome Central Committee member who's always a negative Nelly or a negative Willie, so to speak? Any advice?
Any advice? Well, stay away from crazy.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah, we've had one or two of those before.
So, Jesse, are you guys doing anything locally for the inauguration, or are you guys all just going downtown for the swearing in and the balls?
I doubt very seriously I'm going downtown.
You're not going downtown?
I'm very happy with who we have as president, of course.
Absolutely, we all are. We all are.
But as for going downtown, very, very unlikely for me.
I also like the idea of us buying Greenland and the Gulf of America. I like that.
Maybe buying Greenland, okay, but the Gulf of America, let the Mexicans keep it.
No. I mean, why should technically it should be called the Gulf of America. Because, America is from Canada all the way down to South America. It's all technically America.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's
We're in the Americas,
North America and South America. It's not North. It's not Middle Mexico now, is it?
Yeah, they call it the.
Better question: who named it in the first place?
I don't know who named the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of Mexico. Probably the Spanish did.
I was going to say the Spanish were running things about then, so it's probably the Spanish.
Wouldn't they call it Wouldn't they call it the Gulf of Spain at that point? Because remember, Mexico used to be New Spain.
That's probably been taken already.
There's a friend of mine was telling me how he's got the solution for the legal immigration problem. We just give statehood to Mexico, the state of Newer Mexico. We've got New Mexico in America, then we have Newer Mexico.
You're just being mean now.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you're asking about that question. May I ask you, why is it they can't arrest the federal officials that are allowing what's going on in the border, considering they're the ones breaking the law by allowing them to come in?
I totally agree. I don't know why. That's a good question.
Why didn't we file suit against them and accuse? Well, I guess because we're not prosecutors. You have to get the Justice Department, and under their own administration, are not going to charge them. So I guess maybe we ought to charge them now, but we don't like to do that.
I agree.
When was the last time that the Republican administration came in and charged anybody in the previous administration of any crime? Do you remember one?
No, I don't. Honestly, no, we haven't. But don't worry, help is on the way. We've only got a few more days. Got 12 more days before we have a new president and a new policy.
You mean we have 12 more days before we have a president?
Yes, that's true too. Yes. Although Joe Biden,
I could be wrong.
Although Joe in USA Today said he could have beaten Trump.
Yeah, I heard that on the news too, and then somebody also came up with supposedly their internal polling showed that Biden would lose by 400 electoral votes.
That's about right. Yeah.
That's what they said. That was his own internal polling.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to believe he'd do worse than Kamala, but okay. What is it? Kamala or Kamala?
I don't know. She's gone.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just asking. Well, yeah, it's true. We haven't really. Did you notice that she doesn't know the Pledge of Allegiance? Yeah,
it's Kamala, but I think it's Kamala because that's the right way of pronouncing it. Kamala. It's Kamala.
I don't know. I don't think she knows. I've heard her say it different ways too. So.
Well, I heard MSNBC says I'm a racist if I say Kamala.
Well, she can't. Like I said, did you see her do the Pledge of Allegiance?
No, she never has done. I don't think I've seen her do it.
She was when they certified the votes in the Senate, she had to lead the Pledge of Allegiance, and she started it off. I pledge allegiance to the. Well, how'd she say it? I pledge allegiance to the United States.
There you go. There's our answer. Susan gave us our answer. Plural. It's a sinus mexicanus was applied long before there was anything called the United States.
Okay. Still the Americas, right?
Yeah. And, if the president wants to rename it the Gulf of America, that's fine. I'm all for it. There's a lot of oil in the Gulf.
The other name is still a rose.
Exactly.
I'm more interested in getting the Panama Canal back, personally.
Yeah. Well, by the way, Jesse, are there any events you'd like to plug that are coming up in Prince George's County anytime soon?
Well, then we got coming up is this Monday coming up, of course, the Central Committee meeting. We have that.
Okay. So that's a good place for people to come, right? If they're interested in joining your committee.
The IHOP at New Carrollton.
Okay.
And of course, if you go on the website, you can see where we have the Southern Club and the Northern Club and the Central Committee meeting, of course. But no, we're not planning any big events yet.
By the way, the Northern Club, if you're in Prince George's County, you need to go there once because they serve pizza there. Or is that just for me that you had pizza when I was there?
Oh, no, pizza and politics.
No.
The Northern Club normally has donuts and coffee and donuts.
No. What your club? I came to your club, and you guys had pizza there once. So.
Southern Club.
Southern Club. Okay, the Southern
We have
Club's the one you have to go to.
we have a meal at our meetings. It's $15, and it varies. It can be pizza. For the Christmas party we had, what the heck did we serve? It was either turkey. That's right. We had turkey because I can't eat beef anymore. I gotta eat chickens or turkeys.
And okay, so also we're coming to the end of our show.
What time do you end?
We're 8:15.
8:15. Well, I got 8:16.
Yeah, we're a minute over an extra inning, so to speak. So any final words? And the website is, you can see it right there on the screen. Go visit that site. Check them out.
Sign up for the newsletter. Come see us. Come on, we have a lot of fun. We might be overcoming, might be a lot more Democrats than us, but we still have a lot of fun.
And nobody bites at your meeting, so go. Come on, check them out.
They'll have no fighting going on in our meetings.
Exactly. Thank you, Jesse, for being on. Very important stuff we discussed about, being, because it is really, it is important for, chairman, like, it's easy to be chairman in a red county. It's tough to be a chairman in a blue county and actually being there for more than, sticking it out and fighting the good fight. So thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Dwight. I appreciate it. I had a good time. I like your house.
Thank you.
I've got 2 of those too.
Yeah, you probably have more also.
I only have 2.
Matter
of fact, I got one from O'Malley that signed it.
Yeah.
Hogan and O'Malley. So I've got a Republican and a Democrat.
Actually, those are Hogan and O'Malley ones, I think. Those are.
You too.
Yeah.
We got a match set.
Yeah, there you go. And then I've also got another certificate for being a delegate to the convention. Also,
you were elected. You won at large.
Yeah. No, I was at large, but no, wait, that's what is it for? Larry Hogan sent it to me. I forget what it's for, but it was from Larry Hogan.
Well, when you went to the first trumpet one, was that were you elected?
Yeah, I was elected from the convention floor as at large.
Oh, okay, that's at large. You don't get a certificate for that one. Only if you're elected on the ballot.
Yeah, the one I got was from Larry Hogan. Gave me some award for something. I forget what it was. Then you find out anybody can get those proclamations made up. I could have gone there and had a proclamation made to declare tomorrow Nixon Day in honor of Nixon's birthday.
Okay, Dwight. I'll remember
Cool.
that.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.